Guys, and welcome back to another, yes, you said it, another project for my Christmas 2015 series. Yay! This one I'm super excited for because I am creating one of my favorite flowers, and they are super easy, super shabby, and if you are a shabby girl or a vintage girl, you most definitely can rock this flower out. So let me just show you guys first the flowers, and then what we're going to do is try to do a little tutorial at the end. This flower has most definitely been done several times on YouTube. It's not new, but I always love this flower. So again, I am doing practical gifts this year, and this is one of the things that I wanted to create. Look how shabby those flowers are. I use some muslin, the brown, and then I use a bleached muslin material that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I added some little centers there. I am repurposing this top note here from another packaging, and I love it. So this is one set here. This is another set. And so pretty. Now this can be like a vintage. I just added some buttons, and you know, this white one is a little bit distressed, kind of whitewashed. So I really love these flowers. And then here is another one, and this is just a white bleach. So soft and pretty. I love this. And a bling piece there. So here is another flower. And what I did was I used my punch, and I cut out just some little circles here. And I'm trying to find my punch so I can see what size this is. It is the 1.5 punch. So I used it to create these little punched out circles that I will use. And then we'll just get started. Are you guys loving this little dupe of a Kate Spade type tray here? I got this idea from, I believe it was Be My Guest with Denise, but I'll put it in the description box if I'm saying it wrong. She has some great ideas on her channel, and so I totally duped that and lifted that from her channel. So enough of that. Let's move that out of the way. And what you will need is some scissors, of course, your circles, and I'm only going to make one flower, so we're really only going to need one circle. And I just used some Christmas paper there. And you will need just some strips of your material, and I have some rough strips that I had left over. And what I'm going to do is just show you what you should do first, okay? Okay, so what you will need to do is just roughly cut a strip. You measure it the size you want. These circles are pretty small, so I don't need a really wide piece of material. And what you're going to do is add glue on one side, and be careful with your glue. And then I'm going to just fold as I go, and what you do is just fold it down. And I am using this little hot thing here because to kind of protect my finger a little bit. And then you just keep going. That's it. And I'm using my craft mat because I know that, you know, again, I told you guys my hand is a little shaky sometimes, and sometimes I just kind of, you know, get off, you know, the edge or whatever, but that's okay. Alrighty, I got a little glue there, and let's just go ahead and add some more glue here, and we'll go ahead and fold it down. So this is what you do, guys. This is the gist of what you would do when you're trying to create the flower. You first want to go ahead and cut out your pieces of material that you will use. The second thing you'll need to do is to take your material and get you some scissors once you have it adhered together, and then just make some slits. And what you want to do is make the slits up to where you feel the glue at, and you can make them as wide or as small as you want them to be. Just go ahead and just do that right there. And you see what it does is kind of make some little fringes there. And that's what you would do. And you would keep going all the way down until you finish cutting on your material, okay? So let's get started with the pieces that I have, and if I need to go ahead and do some more on this piece that I just did, we will do that, okay? So let's just get started. I'm going to use this side here, and I'm going to add a little glue on the edge. And you have to have patience with this too, guys, because you have to kind of work it. And see, all I did was just put a little piece there. And what you're going to do, so just continue to add some glue, and you may have to double up a little bit, and that's okay, because you want to make sure you keep it, you know, your circle going. This is a very, very easy flower to make. Don't be intimidated by making your own flowers, because you can create your own flowers. Just play with it, because you gotta kind of work it, because we're using a small punch. But you guys, if you have a bigger punch, you can most definitely use the punch that you have. And if you notice, all I'm doing is just kind of working this material around this circle and kind of overlapping it some so that I can form a circle. But you want to make sure that you keep the gaps filled. You don't want it to be spread it too far apart. And the more you layer it, the more you'll have your flower. So it may not look pretty as you're going, but the more you do it, the more it's gonna form into the beautiful flower that you want. Just take a little patience. And see, we've already created one layer already around. So you just keep going, and you just build on that layer. I like working with this muslin or bleached material because you can fringe it however you want to. You can really manipulate this material or fabric however you want. See, it's already forming. I'm going to go ahead and get some more fabric here and pick right back up where I left off at. And just keep going. Here we go, a little bit more. I'm not going to make this a real big flower or a real puffy flower, just because I think that you guys will get the gist of making this flower, and I don't want to make the video too long. But it is such a pretty flower, such a pretty flower. And sometimes when you have that glue, you have to kind of work that center. And that's why I keep this on, so that I can kind of push my center down a little bit. You can add a doily on the top. It's like I did on one of the flowers, if you like. A great way to use up some of your smaller doilies that you have. I think I'm just going to stop at this here and go ahead and put a center on it. I think this will be okay. I've adhered my button, and all you got to do is just work it and make it shabby, guys. That's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.